Hey, how's it going, guys? Hey, how's it going? I hope everybody's doing okay. Um, this was very last minute, but I decided live stream rather than an episode this time, just because I'm doing a lot of repetitive stuff right off the rip. Doing repetitive stuff. We've done this in the past. There's no real reason to make an episode of this. I think what I want to do here real quick is move this furnace. But yeah, anyway, let me just do intro real quick because I completely forget. Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Shut Door or Door Shutter coming back to you with a new live stream. This is 31.5. If you don't know, zero point 0.5 just means a live stream between one episode and the next. There won't be a whole lot of progression. What we're going to be doing mostly is just moving everything. Hey, Yan, how you doing? We're going to be moving everything from our old base to our new. We did this in the last live stream we did. And we're also making a little bit of progress throughout the episode, such as the Powa, which is what we did last episode. This has been fully done. We've also got some nitro, energizing rods and stuff set up here as well. So we got stuff. But how you doing, Yan? I hope you're doing well. And we're going to move this here real quick. I may not focus too much on moving stuff from the old base to the new. We're still kind of trying to settle everything into the new base still. So that is a thing that we are still going for. Let's see, pipes. One of the things we're going to quickly do here is get the inscribers placed down. We're automating these. This is not complicated by any means. We've got 3 blank inscribers, which the blank or normal inscribers basically only do one set, while this extended does 4 different operations all at once, which is what we're doing with the engineering, the logic, the silicone, and the calculation, just because in that way all we have to do is just throw all of the items in here and it'll do it. There's no need for other items. One of the issues if you try to use this for automating AE2 processors, like the actual non-printed processors, the complete ones, if you use an extended inscriber, the issue I found was that redstone may end up on one crafting operation and not the correct one. So you kind of don't push enough redstone and the process never completes. So that's why I have normal inscribers here. So let's get this stuff placed down here. So pattern providers all under here. This will push properly, which is fantastic, into each one. Let's see. Need to place that there as well. Pipe upgrades. So this is probably the only thing that I've never shown on camera, which is actually getting this stuff automated. So not too complicated. We just throw all of our processing patterns in there, and it'll just shove redstone, or not redstone, iron, Sardis quartz, not iron, diamond, Sardis quartz, and silicone and gold. I don't know why I said iron. They get a refined storage for some reason there. Yeah, let's get the upgrades thrown in. All of these. And then each one of these, we need to make sure which one is which. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter, right? Because this one's not what I was thinking. So we'll do calculation, gold, and engineering. Logic is gold, by the way. I completely don't know why I just said the material and not the other thing. I'm a little out of it, if you guys couldn't tell. Hence why I also wanted to do a live stream, mostly because moving stuff, but also because I'm out of it a little. Okay. Let's see. So that should be good. I also want to get thrown down an ME requester. I may throw this upstairs somewhere. How are we doing up here? 18,000. 3,000. Haven't checked on the farms in a minute. 8,000. Still cycling through stuff there, which is awesome. This is something I've been working on off camera, which is the Certus quartz and Certus quartz dust and charged Certus quartz and the stuff that we're going to use to make Fluix crystals, all that goodies. I probably need to expand this side a little bit because this is probably the slowest part of this whole operation. Let's see. Because I don't think they get them that quickly, even with hardened or resonant integral components in this case. So we have to think about that. I could add more machines here, I think. Let me check. No, I can't because the Fluix cable's right there. I wasn't sure if this is like the best placement for this stuff, in all honesty. Just, it looks nice, but also then again, this all kind of doesn't look that great. And this is also the power level, but I think since we have these thermo generators over here, we really don't need to worry about power that much. Especially because if we upgrade them to nitro, we're basically at the point of completion. So, not 100% sure. We'll look at it. We'll keep thinking about it. Let's see. Let's just throw the requester down and up here for now. For anything we may need to keep in stock that we don't really think about. Let's toss some of this stuff away here real quick. Where is my other backpack? Right there. Okay. So, let's get to moving more stuff. I probably just need to get all of these pulled out of this. Let's see. I pulled this stuff off of our old system. Our old crystal growth accelerator system. Okay. So this one's clear. We just need to pull the functional storage upgrade and clear that. Just cleaning up my backpacks here real quick. Okay, so these are all locked. Any of them have an upgrade in them? Nope. Okay. What else we got? Get rid of that stuff. Flawless budding Certus quartz. I technically have less flawless budding Certus quartz placed down there because I only have one Certus quartz operation. We have a lot of silicon. Silicon. Oh, actually, I guess I haven't linked that drawer. We will have to go link that drawer real quick. But we have like 130,000 as of current, so I'm not too concerned. But we will definitely need to, in the future, probably make a separate system. I didn't have enough space down there. If I probably thought about it harder, I could probably move this over to the left and then put another one to the right here and just have a Certus quartz, but for right now I just stuck it on the end of this. Okay, everything's got places. I'm not going to connect these drawers because those aren't really supposed to be used by our system. 133,000. Silicon. Okay. Alright. So let's go back home. Where are we at so far? So we're still processing ores. Looks like we're starting to get down to the last handful on some of these ores. So the platinum, silver... Just process that real quick. Aluminum. It's only allowed to pull blocks out, by the way. Hence why there's some items still left in there. Goodness, I'm like hiccuping here for a second. Gold. Zinc. And I'm pretty sure the chunk destroyer is done by now. So... Okay, it looks like we'd actually start taking some of this off. I think for now we're still going to keep the same ore system. We're not going to change it. We'll do that later, probably when we get into occultism. Probably look at the crushers and stuff, but I don't know how... I don't know if we'll do that. Mostly because I don't know if it's a good idea to have that many entities floating around. That is my only concern. I don't want to keep too many entities floating around because we are in a really unstable mod pack. I will say it's not like gonna be immediate because we don't have a lot of processes going and stuff. But once we start getting into needing all the mods 9, you know, processes and systems and stuff, that's when it's probably going to be noticeable. Let's grab this. Got to keep that power cable there. And then over here we had lead. Completely mixed that up, didn't I? There we go. Okay. So it looks like we're actually up to the platinum one, right? So this one right here. And that is, of course, purifying, crushing, and enriching. Okay. Well, I think we also still have to get into create shenanigans too, don't we? That is something that is going to be important in the future. Okay, but I think that's uranium, maybe? Okay, we can pull out uranium. We can pull out... Which one is this? I have no idea because it won't tell me. Okay, it's out. It's done, so we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, and I may look at actually doubling this system, in all honesty, just for each independent ore. And I don't know anything about Greg Tech ores and processing those. So I have, tens, if not 20,000, of each individual Greg Tech ore that's in the mining dimension, and I don't know how to process them. So we will probably look at that at some point too. I don't know how much we'll get into Greg Tech. I will be honest. Greg Tech is not something that I personally would find interesting or have enough time for, because I know Greg Tech is an absolutely ridiculous mod. I know there's interest in it, but I don't know if I will have enough time to get into something of that size in this pack. Because the episodes would probably be like 10-15 minutes a piece, and probably not that intriguing. Let's get rid of all these. Each one of these apparently has its own filter. Okay. So let's run back to the base. And I don't know what we're placing this stuff either. How are we doing over here? So this is all full, right? 125, 100,000. Why did you make 200,000 stone? You're still cruising. Hold on. I did something wrong over here. I see what I did. Okay, I fixed that before it definitely got out of hand. Well, I guess it really wouldn't get out of hand for a long time. I would have probably not noticed that if I didn't check on it. 36,000 cactus? Okay. I think it's just time to make a new floor. And I know we're going to get to bedrock sooner or later. So that's going to be something we're going to have to take into account too. Okay, so right there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and this looks like it's going to be in the middle of the next floor. That's okay. Let me land here. But I hope everybody's doing well today or tonight. whatever time it is for y'all. Hope you're all doing fantastic, feeling good. I know I got a lot of people at work that are sick, so it's kind of getting to one of those times where people are starting to get allergies and get sick and all of that fun stuff. So I hope you're all staying safe, staying healthy. Doodle-doo. This is exactly how I make a floor almost every time, by the way. I probably could look at doing copy and paste gadget. Problem is I want to have it like be exact, and like creating an additional blocks like the edges would probably be my only concern where I'm wasting blocks. But I don't feel like looking into it right now. Just stand right here. And also, this is more satisfying. Because that's really important whenever you're doing this, is to be satisfied. And, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. And also, I think this stream's probably going to be about an hour-ish. Maybe a little bit less, depending on how I feel in a little while. See if I can squeeze in a few Helldiver missions before going to sleep, Been playing that game quite a lot in the last little while. Not like religiously, because I don't play it every day. But I've been enjoying it. I've met some pretty cool people on there too. I honestly think that game is just really, really well done. And then there's people out there talking about how, man, if this franchise did this kind of game, blah blah blah. And it's just like, honestly, I hope nobody copies it. I mean, I know there will be copycats, 100%. But it's like, I hope major franchises don't do it, because they're just gonna make themselves look stupid. That's usually what happens. I mean, how many games has Ubisoft done that are like battle royales, and you hear about it for like a couple weeks, and then it just dies? Genuinely, what, like, I think it was Hyperscape was Ubisoft's like try at the whole battle royale, and it just like died in a month. I played it for a little bit, but it was too like fast paced for me, where it was just kind of like, it was boring to the point of being so fast, I think. Or it was so fast that it was to the point of being boring, is what I mean. Goodness gracious. And it just wasn't like great in my opinion. But I only played like 2 matches, because honestly, I it wasn't fun. I mean, even besides being too fast, it was just not fun. Including that whole time. So, you know, I don't know. And I think one of the things that I've noticed, like as I've gotten older, and how the gaming time period has aged so much, is you just see how many companies in general just ruin video games. I don't get it, right? I mean, I have knowledge of how game development works. I know it's a tedious process, but it's like, when you have a legitimate ability to print money, like legally print money, if you made proper games, makes zero sense on why companies fail so much at making AAA games anymore. It's like, legitimately, if you wanted to make money, for example, let's say if I wanted to make a better Call of Duty, right? If I wanted to do Call of Duty and make the most amount of money without microtransactions, we'll just take those out completely for now, right? All you would need to do is go back to either Black Ops 2 or Modern Warfare 2 or 3, depending. It really would just be like, you take one of those franchises, you take one of those games from that time period, and you just follow the design concept to the letter, and you would be fine. Because honestly, I think if they, and this would be like, if they actually took the time and took the care that it required to make the game, you could legitimately make a moneymaker. even if you threw in some spark of like modern day shooter movement, you probably could still make absolute bank. And it's like the fact that they go out of their way to make a 60 or no 70 to 100 and something dollar DLC for Call of Duty. It's just like, man, could you imagine if they actually showed the love and care that the original teams did? Oh, you would make so much money. Like, and it's ridiculous how much money you could make. But you've got too many idiots out there that are buying Call of Duty skins and they're never going to go back to their ways, you know? So, uh, you know, right? Anyway, that and I feel like you could do that with a lot of game franchises. It's like my problem with God of War 2019 is it's one of those games that's like bullet sponge central or blade sponge central. You just have to keep stabbing things over and over again. And it's like this dude is literally the God of War. He doesn't need to be like throwing punches like he's a 2-year-old. That's just maybe me wanting to play games where it's like a power fantasy, I guess. But at the end of the day, who doesn't want to play a power fantasy video game? Like, that's what Helldivers is. You've got these massive stratagems that are just dropping hell on these bugs. Like, that is so much fun. um, is it purifying that I need first, right? That's what I said. Quantum Entangleporter. Quantum app mechanism. There it is, right there. Quantum Entangleporter. These aren't that bad. I was thinking they were a little bit more expensive. I think I might want to try and use one of those here in a minute. So let's get our purifying factories down. So my thought, and this is definitely not going to be enough room for all of the purifying factories. So we can break this up, right? Because we still have more back at the base. So let's actually go check that out. How many more do we have? So we have 2, 4. We have 4. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have a slot for one more. So basically what I would do is just like leave the center alone. Okay, fine. And then let's see. What do we want to do here? So what my thought process is here is we're going to do... Oh man, I don't... Because I want to basically get double. So I want to go and craft... So this is 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 4. Which math is not going to be mathing for me right now, so hold on. Let me just like math real quick because I'm not doing it. 13. So that's 26. So we would need an additional ultimate. So we want an additional 13. Looks like we need some more lava buckets. I think my lava is back up here. Right? Yeah. And I know, I need to get like a lot of things automated still. Once we get settled fully, we're gonna just like plow through automating different resources. I know we want to get obsidian. Lava's not that complicated, I don't think. But for right now, we're working with what we got. Okay, and then while we're up here, let's get these on autocraft. Fantastic. Okay. So after purifying, then it becomes, I think, the enriching. Yeah, because it goes from... Or is it crushing? Might be crushing. Yeah, because it goes from that to this, so crusher. Okay. And then, of course, these two over here. We're also going to have to figure out how we're going to get a whole bunch of oxygen, which is why I want the entangleporters, by the way. The entangleporters are going to make things a lot easier. Because we're going to be able to set however many of these machines we need down and just straight up use the entangleporter to transport the oxygen between each system. Okay. So the next part is the enriching factory and then furnaces. Is this thing crafting? Are we having issues? No, it's crafting. It's crafting a lot. Okay. It's checking. It's gonna take a minute. That's okay. Alright, so... Once we get all that, that'll happen. Okay. Let's go back home real quick. So I know we still have the Drigme farm that needs to be moved. We still have the latex production. Let's see. The copper is absolutely ridiculous. This looks like it's actually completed. Besides whatever I just put in there. Okay. See, and I think the funny thing is with this whole system is that these are all got the same upgrades and they're like one slower than the other, I think. So it's like this compared to, or wait, hold on, this one. It's like this compared to this. It just seems slower. But I may be wrong. Oh, we are backlogged, aren't we? Ooh, we have no space for gunpowder. Hold on. Gunpowder, you say? Let's see. Gunpowder. Nope, there's space for gunpowder. Oh, not stone dust. Okay. Functional storage. Anything else need a void upgrade? I don't think so. Nope. Okay. Oh, let's see. Because the problem is, I don't know what else to move right now. I mean, I do, but I don't. Because we're going to basically have to wait on... Oh, I guess all the ultimate stuff is done, ain't it? Yeah, all the ultimate stuff's done. We can move it. How would we want to power this stuff? That's another question. Well, actually, I don't know if I want to set them like this. What if... Hear me out on this one. What if we set them like... Set them like this. Let's see. So this is purifying. So purifying, crushing, enriching, furnace. So this would be furnace. And then... Let's see. But where would we put the actual drawer to indicate how much ore we have? So let's try that. Let's go up one. But yeah, well, Because what I can do is instead of seeing 2, I could just put it behind the wall. I don't have to physically see this, right? And then we could just say, hey, here for this item, which is platinum, and we just run a pipe behind it because we're going to have to. It's mechanism. We have to run a pipe to input. I think that would work. The only issue, of course, I foresee is the purifying factory. Mostly because it requires the oxygen, meaning that it needs to have a source of that oxygen. And then, of course, we could have our final product right there, which could be a drawer in this case, and then just have all of the drawers here piping into one final ender chest. So you'd have all your drawers for your final product, which would give you a buffer point. Or you could do a barrel. Doesn't really matter. And then you could do the next tier. You could even do that up here, but you would have to run a pretty long pipe. So what I'm thinking is we just come back here. And then just do the same thing. So you basically just replicate it. So crushing. So let's just steal this for a second. Come on. Need to toggle down the flight speed. Crushing, and then that. And then I'm curious, could I technically just do a pusher upgrade? Let's see. Pusher up. And then if I grabbed some platinum. Do I have any platinum? I have platinum, like pure platinum ore. Let's just steal some real quick here. So the only issue I foresee is that this will not pull blocks purely, right? So let's set this to where it goes input and the bottom. Yeah, it just pulled out the full thing. Which is the only issue I see. I guess it doesn't really matter. Blocks just process quicker in this case. Okay. We'll accept it. I think. I mean, it's either that or we just don't accept it and we just do this. Hold on. We pull that puller back out. We put this back in here. We get some pipes. And I do have a ton of different upgrades in here. The only issue is I'd have to go through each one to find where the platinum is. Not doing that. Let's actually grab universal. Okay, and then what I can do is just do... Well, no, because I want these to be power, probably. Just power. Complications. That's the one thing I hate about Laser IO right now, is I really would love gas upgrades, like gas cards. Well, we could just say the only input you can take is from the bottom. Right? Can we force that? So now if I were to do this, okay, so that does not connect, which is fantastic. Exactly what we want. Okay, and all we need to do is basically copy that here. So we would say input in the front. Well, now you become the issue of where we're getting the gas. Because I don't think gas is going to... Oh, well, never mind. Gas gets piped in here. We're fine. So then that way, all we should be able to do is this. And then for this one, I'm just going to do the same thing. Input, output, auto eject on. output. We need to make sure we're putting that on both of these. And then that way, we've got the proper thing. And of course, I probably want to take this out for a second. So I can actually grab this. We're just going to do that. Why is it not accepting these? Should be accepting it. Oh, hold on. What in the world did I do? So we're thinking something like that. And the rest of that would be energy. So if we were to do round robin, none of these other machines should even get touched by this, right? So let's get some more platinum. Because this is my only concern with this right now, is accidentally pushing into something we shouldn't. Okay. We'll have to get upgrades for a lot of these machines too, but that's okay. So then, at iron furnaces, we're probably going to want to get at least netherite furnaces for this. So this is going to go up. And then output for this one, just going to be at the top. We're going to put an item pipe, pipe out, pipe in. There we go. And that should work once we get oxygen. Okay. So this is a start. Let's take these out for a second. So then we'll want a drawer for platinum. And this is just going to be like a buffer point, right? So this is not going to be where they remain. Let's see. And we'll make this a decent buffer. And then what I'll plan on doing is getting an ender chest. Putting this ender chest back here, where it should have no real interaction with anything because it's in the middle. But we could just, turn the pipes off. We don't really have to worry about that either. Alright, let's get rid of the gravel. Okay. So then we'll just take some pipes. Already got some on me, which for some reason I just completely ignored. That's okay. So we'll come back here. We'll do this. Okay. So just like that, we've got the buffer. We've got platinum. Next thing we want to worry about, and I'm probably going to do a lot of this off camera, by the way, hence why I'm just setting up one right now and not just like going willy-nilly. We're gonna set up one, and then we're gonna go from there. Off camera, of course, because I really don't feel like doing this over and over again on camera. It would get boring for you, and also me. I mean, I'm already kind of bored of doing this because we've kind of done it once before, right? But as of now, mechanism is probably our best option for ores, and we'll accept it. Once we get into occultism and stuff, other options, we'll look at them. Where is stone? Right there. Okay. Let me clear this out real quick here. And I apologize for not really getting too much done right now. The biggest thing is definitely thinking before we just shove it somewhere, because if we do that, we're going to end up in prison. Or with random crap everywhere. You know, whichever comes first. Okay, so let's get some oxygen. So /home. What are we using for oxygen? Because I kind of forget. I think we're using like the separators. Yeah. Okay, so we just need to make electrolytic separators. Electrolytic separators. So let's just go with, how many do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's go with 16. No. Yeah, let's go with 16. We'll see if this gives us enough. Just quickly toss some stuff away. We'll wait for those. And then let's also get mechanism upgrades. Let's go for 64 more of those. Let's go for 64 more of these. We're going to need them anyway. And let's also go for 128 of these gas upgrades. We're going to need those for the things that actually use the oxygen. So, might as well grab some more. Okay. I also need to finish this top place. I don't know what I want it to look like, though. Okay. Okay. So, electrolytic separators. Which I think, since we only made 16, we're probably going to have this to be funny looking. Actually, yeah, let's keep it this way. What I'm thinking here is with the gas pipes, purely gas pipes, this will be our output. We could do something like this, where we run it through different rows. And at the bottom here, we'll just have our entangloporter, which we still have not made. So let's just grab 2 of these. Oh, we need teleportation cores. See if we can get those made real quick. Perfect. And then... Oh, I only made 1, didn't I? 1 more, please. Okay. And then 2 of these. And then we're going to transport the oxygen that way. So let's get this stuff set. So if I remember correctly, the water comes from, the water divides into what? That's my question right now. So let's get a sink. Not a sink, what am I thinking? Oxygen. It's like look up oxygen. So this is in the cyan slot. So this green slot here. So we're going to say dumping excess on that side. And what we're going to do is we're going to clear, we don't need items anyway. So at the top, we're going to output green or cyan or turquoise or whatever color that is. And in that way, that should be good. And on the back, we're going to do input. In the back, we're going to also do input for energy. So fluid and energy, all output in the back. Okay? So let's grab config card. Perfect. Kind of looks really weird looking, but that's okay. Definitely not as pretty as I would like, but I think this will work. I think it'll work. One more set of gas pipes. And we probably could use Mechanism's default gas pipes, by the way. There's no real reason to do what I'm doing. So we're going to set this here. We're going to say oxygen. Set. And we're going to say gas clear input on the front. And that should hopefully get oxygen whenever we start powering this stuff. Oh, upgrades. That's what I was thinking. Trying to remember what I was thinking there for a second. Probably gonna need more upgrades here in a second. Yep. Do 128 this time, and 128. Oh, that was a little bit more than 128. Hold up. No? That's 128. Okay. Guess I clicked it fast enough. Okay. Now we're just waiting on speed upgrades. And then we'll get fluid and energy piped into these with universal pipes. So let's grab a sink and a flux point. Make sure these are round robin. Let's see. How do we want to do this? Because basically what we're going to have is these pipes be completely invisible by doing stone. Probably right here. Nope, not way over there. Like that. Yeah, let's just run the pipe back here. Oop, I accidentally just filled that with water. My bad. Okay, and then we could actually have it branch this direction, so it's not really visible. It's definitely not pretty in the back, but that's okay. Not really shooting for pretty in this one. And I might need more space here. Let's quickly grab another pipe upgrade. Let's grab the ultimate one. Okay. Oh, and this pipe is filling. This thing's filling up with energy too. Stop it. Bad entangle porter. Okay. So then all we need to do for covering this nonsense up is just to get back there. Perfect. Not too pretty, but still, it'll do. Okay, so let's make sure these are all on output. You know, I think that what Nintendo should do, I don't know why I'm on the topic of video games now, but what Nintendo should do with their next Super Smash Brothers is make a battle royale. You know how many people would love that game? I hope nobody. Genuinely, I hope nobody. For the sake of humanity, I hope nobody would enjoy that. It would just be outright just destroyed in the first 2 days. Okay, so we've got the entangled situation going here. How are we going to pass the gas in this sense to the actual locations that it needs to go? Let's try one thing here first. So, quantum entangleporter set. Let's just clear a lot of these different categories. So, gas on the front, we're going to want to output. And I'm going to try is mechanism ultimate tube, which is their pressurized tube. Let's go with 64. Okay, so let's look at alloy. So let's go 64 of these. Let's go with 64 of these. 64 of these. I should probably went the other direction with this, but that's okay. Okay. And then what we're just going to have to do is craft as they come in. Perfect. Perfect. So will this connect to a universal? It will. And all we'll want to do is just this. Let's see, can I configure this? Configurator. will this actually work? It does not look like it will actually work, but let me try this one more time. Oh, it's going to be a pain. Well, actually, I think the next option would be a chemical tank. Which all we would need is just basic chemical tanks. And we'd need 6 in this case for this side. So let's actually push this down one. We're going to waste some oxygen here, but that'll be okay. And then we can just have the chemical tanks being pushed into from the bottom and output on the top. And this should prevent any overlap whatsoever, I think. Okay. So something like this, right? Oh yeah, the middle one doesn't need one. And all we'd want to do is grab our configuration card, slap that onto the rest of these. And then all we need to do is basically just copy what we have placed here. Ooh, did I not place a flux point down? Hold on, let me do that real quick before I forget. Flux point. And of course we could just set the flux point here, because pipes in general could just be used, or... Actually, no, can I not do that? Because I have the universal. Okay, let's just give it its independent power then. Might be a little wasteful, but that is a-okay. All right. So that is kind of our first ore system. And I think I'll work on this off camera, of course, as I've said, just because it's going to take us a while. But I think we're going to wrap this one up here. I know we haven't done too much besides yabber on, but that's okay. I hope you guys have enjoyed this live stream instead of an episode this day. We may be doing the same thing tomorrow. Not 100% sure. It really depends on how much I get done with the ore system. But I really won't have too much time between this episode and next. Because I work, and I'm probably not going to wake up on time to do like an early episode or early work on this series right now. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I can't wait to see you guys around. Bye-bye.